President for Portugal regular members, and Engineering and Paratina provisional member. Likewise, we have in attendance the members of the technical working group and the members of the budget.
Okay, considering the foregoing, the chair hears that there is a quorum. Will HOGA EPCON number 003-2019 come to order. Madam Secretary, what do we have scheduled today?
We have two items under agenda. Number one is the approval of minutes of the previous BAC meeting, HOGA EPCON number 002-2019, dated 27 March 2019. And number two item is the procurement conference for the consultancy services for inventory and structural investigation survey of all marine structures and its accessories at selected ports nationwide, and development of asset management system for ports, package 1.
Okay, unless there are any objections, let's proceed to the first item on our agenda, the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
Mr. Chair, I would adopt the minutes of the BAC meeting, which about it number 002-2019, dated 27 March 2019.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved and seconded that approve the minutes of the previous BAC meeting. Are there any position thereto? There being none, the minutes of HOGA EPCON number 002-2019, held last March 27, 2019, are hereby approved as presented. Let's proceed to the next item on our agenda, the pre-procurement conference. I believe this is the second time this project is being presented for pre-procurement. Is the technical, are you ready to present?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, proceed your presentation.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning to everybody. Once again, this is the pre-procurement presentation for the consultancy services for the inventory and structural investigation, survey of all marine structures and its structure and its accessories at selected ports nationwide, and development of asset management system for ports, package 1. Just to give you a brief information about the project. Due to the global trend in the shipping industry and the growth of container transportation, the need to modernize these ports is inevitable. The structural soundness and adequate capacity of the existing waterside facilities are the key requirements to ensure smooth flow of waterborne commerce passing through these ports in the conduct of domestic and international trade. Being subjected to ship berthing forces, moving loads, and surcharges on the port structures itself, component on-site meteorological and oceanographical conditions, and the effect of climate change and the planned development and modernization of these ports. There is a need to investigate the present structural soundness, to estimate present load limits of existing structures, and to provide an appropriate method and efficient or economic schedule to repair and maintain all marine structures at these ports. Inasmuch as it will be implemented in accordance with the guidelines on the procurement of consulting services for government projects under RA 9184, the following procedures and processes shall be governed by the said RA and its implementing rules and regulations. Those are eligibility statement and screening, bid security, performance security, pre-bidding conferences, evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award of contract. And these are the scope of services to be undertaken by the consultant. And the major scope of services are the following. Undertake inventory of all ports existing marine structures, inspect and document the condition. Number 4, inspect and document the condition of all structural members of the wharf or pier above and below water, and all other marine structures. These structural members shall include but not limited to the following. There are piles, pantops, beams, slabs, retaining wall, fender beams and pads, rock bulkhead, crane beams and rails, among the marine structures that will be inspected and documented. The other major scope of services to be undertaken by the consultant is the field non-destructive testing of the structural members using any of the following penetration methods. They are the rebound hammer method, pull-out test method, ultrasonic pulse velocity method, radioactive method, ferroscan and testing the axial capacity of piles, pile integrity test, PIT or pile dynamic analysis, and the demolished portions of the wharf as a result of this field testing shall be restored to its original condition by the consultant. The other major activities that will be undertaken by the consultant is the assessment of the condition of the wharf and any other marine structures and classify them into damage categories depending on the degree of damage or deterioration. The basis for the categorization may be classified into 5 categories. Category 1 being no damage evident, and category 5 being severely damaged facilities. And another major scope of services is item number 11, in which the consultant shall prepare as-built plans in AutoCAD format for each of the wharf, pier, and other marine structural members. And number 12, the consultant should also prepare construction methodology, detailed plans, and program of work for the repair and rehabilitation of the structural members of the structures. And the last but not the least, the consultant shall develop a simple yet effective asset management system for ports, particularly on the maintenance and repair of all marine structures and its accessories. And these are the initially identified ports location for this project. They are Limay in Lanao, Bataan, Puerto Princesa in Palawan, Cagayan de Oro in Misamis Oriental, Dumaguete in Negros Oriental, Tagbilaran in Bohol Province, and Surigao in Surigao del Norte. The approved budget for the contract is 41,590,586.91 centavos. The consultancy cost is 47,205,316 pesos and 14 centavos. The contract duration is 6 months. And the number of consultants to be shortlisted is 5 consultants. For the retention money, the amount of 10% shall be based the 10% based on the total amount due to the contractor prior to any deduction and shall be retained from every progress payment until 50% of the whole of the value of works are completed. In case there are any extension of contract time, it must be done prior to the expiration of the contract time and within 30 calendar days after such work has been commenced, or after the circumstances leading to such claim have arisen, delivered to the procuring entity notices in order that it could have investigated them at that time. The liquidated damages to be deducted from the contract price is a sum equivalent to 1/10 of 1% of the price of the unperformed portion of the services for each day of delay based on the approved contract schedule, up to a maximum deduction of 10% of the contract time. The eligibility screening shall be based on a non-discretionary pass-fail criteria, and the shortlisting consultant shall be based on the following: applicable experience of the consultant and associates in case of joint venture, qualification of principal and key staff, current workload relative to the capacity of the company. An evaluation method procedure shall be based on a quality cost-based evaluation. And these are the evaluation criteria and rating system to be used in this project. For technical, the criteria are the following: A, experience and capability of firm, which has a percentage rate of 30%. Plan of approach and methodology 35%. Quality of personnel to be assigned 35%. A total of 100%. The technical proposal shall have a minimum qualifying mark of 70%. And the weight for this criteria, technical, is 85%. For the financial, we have a 15% minimum weight as a rating system for the financial evaluation. Note that under section 33.2.1, item B, double I of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 states that the financial and technical proposals shall be given corresponding weights, with the financial proposal given a minimum weight of 15% up to a maximum of 40%. And these are the pro forma evaluation form for the experience and capabilities of firm, 30%, and breakdown as follows. For A, work experience similar to project, 18%, work experience not similar to the project, 4%, and present workload, 8%, in which the 4% is attributable to personal workload and another 4% for firm's workload. For the plan of approach and methodology, it was a rate of 35% and broken down as follows. For A, substance of the proposal as to plan of approach and interpretation of project problems and solution, 17%. Completeness of proposal, 6%. Clarity of methods and approaches, 6%. Staff organization and manning schedule, 6%. For quality of personnel to be assigned, 35% and broken down as follows. A, education, 15%. B, experience, 15%, and training, 5%. And this is the form summary form for the evaluation. This is for the key personnel breakdown of the criteria for evaluation. That's all, Mr. Chair.
From the ABC of 47 million for 6 sports, can you enlighten us how did we arrive that amount, considering that we will only be doing inventory for the 6 sports? 6 sports means base sports, or that also include other terminal ports for the base sport, aside from the base sports?
It's only for the base sports, Manong Vice Chair.
Yung 47, since this is a new project, so how did we arrive? Did we have any market research or comparable, compare it with other similar projects done or other agencies?
Unfortunately, Mr. Madam, we don't have a similar project for this case. This is the first venture that we'll be having with this kind of consultancy.
Just a general background on how did we arrive with the 47 million for the 6 sports?
We do have a program of work for this project, and this involves the remuneration for the key staff and the support personnel, as well as the reimbursables. The remuneration for the key staff amounts to 40,420,000 pesos, and for the support staff amounts to 2.3 million, and this already includes the expanded VAT, for a total of 16,730,336 pesos. And for the remuneration, reimbursable cost, we derive a cost of 24,860,250, and the bulk of this cost is on the fieldwork studies and testing and investigation.
Equipment ba involved? Like phone or list?
Yeah, no, we have a private office equipment.
During the, kasi meron kang, over and underwater, okay na din siya. Meron kang sinabi na to determine the present structural soundness. So, to determine that, you will be using any equipment or, so, nandun ba yun sa, kasi,
It should be all provided by the consultant.
yeah, but we have to require them to submit all those things when we evaluate each and every consultant that we bid for the project.
We will inspect those equipment during the post-evaluation.
But even before the post-evaluation, we already have the lineup of equipment, whether it will be leased or owned, present or not. Because it's a pass-fail criteria of evaluation. The same thing that we do with engineering project, except that this one is for consultancy, although they will be using equipment.
Walang requirement for
Those equipments will be those required in the non-destructive test, and those are to be provided by the consultant.
So we will not ask them to identify what equipment they will be using. It's all up to them as long as we have the output that.
Yes, yes. And the tests that they'll be conducting are also enumerated. Some are enumerated in the terms of reference.
Kasi there are two components of this. One is, correct me if I'm wrong, one is the inventory and the other one is the asset management system. When we say asset management system, at the end of the procurement or at the end of the consultancy, what is that particular output? What do we mean by asset management system? Or it's the inventory itself?
No, it's not the inventory. It's some program or spreadsheets that they'll be coming up with this study.
So, parang ano to, it's a system, computerized system that you can use afterwards to, for example, to apply the same system with other ports, or in every port that we will have to conduct the same. Parang meron kang service provider palagi. Once we finish this, then we will have another package.
Yes, because every time you undertake the inventory, you have to determine the condition of the port. But the system that will be coming up can already be utilized, provided that you have the condition of the existing marine structures.
Sa criteria, why do we have to require 4% for not similar project? Pakiano lang dun sa slide na yung Dante. Meron kasi dun yung 4% criteria which is not similar to the project itself. Ano yung, what's the objective of having that 4%? So you have experience and capabilities of field, you have work experience similar to the project, and then you have work experience not similar to the project. So What is that not similar that we have to require? Why not everything must be the same?
Why do we still have Why do we still have
It's for other studies that they have undertaken because not all the consultants have the experience with this
Similar.
exactly similar with this project. So it will still parang may weight pa rin sa
May points pa rin.
may points pa rin.
Parang ano lang to make everything equal to other
Points pa rin.
next slide.
How do you assess understanding
Yun na
of
nga,
project?
how do you assess understanding of project?
Understanding. Technical working group, naintindihan niyo yan?
Sir, pwede magtanong.
Tapos ko
Buti na, thank you. Hindi ko masyadong narinig po yung sagot nung tinanong ni Miss Vice Chair kung may mga equipment na gagamitin. Wala. Tama po ba ang sagot? Wala. Walang equipment. Ano?
It's up to the, that's how I understand.
Meron man, but it should be provided by the
Consultant.
consultant.
So natutunan ako sa result, ini-imagine ko lang po, no? How would we say na kapanipaniwala yung result na ibibigay nila sa atin? Pag sinabi niya na ay itong part na ito, itong structure na ito, eh talagang bukas to, giba na. How would we, paano din naman i-evaluate yung mismo report na sasubmit nila? Kung gaano ka, yung value, yung ano nila, mga sila-submit nila, how would we evaluate them?
Credibility yan. Tinatanong. How credible will the engineering
Yung report nila may kasama mga structural computation, engineering computation, based on the result of their
Can
testing.
you go back to the test na ipapakondak ninyo?
Tests.
So yan din.
Pangalawa.
Hindi, pero yan. So yan, those are standard tests determining the integrity of the structure.
So lahat po yan gagawin nila o pipili sila ng alin man dyan?
Using any. So how many?
Kasi sa structures,
Any of the following.
tapat sa ganun lang.
Using any only applicable to those structures. Hindi naman lahat. Kung kinakailangan lahat, applicable dun sa structures na
Gagamitin natin.
iti-testing lahat, pwede nga gamitin lahat.
Kasi sa pilot,
Pwede
iba
rin
yung
silang
testing na gagamitin.
gumamit ng
Sa
iba
technical
if
testing. Pero kung iba
they know
yung
something that is more advanced.
Instead of any, all of the relevant penetration methods. Kasi any, parang may option sila eh. So kung kailangan, kung pwede lahat, at sabi niyo pwede dapat gawin nila lahat, all the relevant penetration methods.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, bago na. Pwede
Kasi
ba?
parang siya yung magiging equipment mo na to make sure that they
They did all the necessary
Yes.
tests to ensure na
They will be, pwede, ano, pwede
Using all.
i-amend na lang natin yung yung
In
TOR
fact,
or what? Ano na, babagoy lang naman yung
Sir, hindi talaga tayo magsasabi na for this type of structure, preferably ganito ang gagamitin test. Talagang sila ang mamimili.
Sila kasi expert.
Kasi nagkaroon na experience one time sa anong tawag dito, valuation ng property. Eh syempre, sila yung consultant, sabi nga, parang yung ginawa naman nila table survey lang. Yung mga ganun, kasi yung consultant na ang ginawa nila, syempre, depende sa kanila kung paano sila. Ano lang, ano lang, yung survey na something na hindi ganun ka-acceptable doon sa PPA. Yun, kaya hindi ba, ano,
Ito kasi talagang tingnan sa study of the business. Ang pinakaano kasi para maiwasan natin yung repair maintenance na dapat naman hindi na, dapat ay kalitan na. Talaga repair siya, malalabas yun. Kung sabihin na beyond repair na to, hindi na papasok yun sa report nila na hindi ito kailangan pumasok sa report. Ito yung new develop or rehabilitation.
Bakit itong ports lang gagawin natin yan yung primary concern?
Not just at first,
So all ports municipality mangyayari. So ilang packages
depende sa, ito muna kasi testing ka, first time natin to. Kumata natin mabilis sila tsaka kailangan na dapat talaga natin. Kasi malaki ito eh, mga base port. Ang ano lang naman kasi dapat yung base port kasi mabago. Bago, kasi dinuksuran natin, ito lumag-lumag. So, yung ba, hindi na gagala, hindi na nag-pinagpuso. Depende sa yung takbol ko sa pag-technical power. So, testing
yung planning regulation sa paano
gumawa naman niya, lalo specific sa lalagay ng lahat, total, yung buong port structure.
These are all methods. So when anong equipment ang gagamitin sa methods na ito using the following penetration methods. So when you apply a method, you will be using an equipment.
Pwede siguro, bigyan mo sila ng sample ba yan? Ano ba yung rebound hammer method kung kasi sa structure siya eh. Ano ba yung klaseng equipment na yun at saan gagawin? Paliwanag na nito sa akin.
Kailangan pa ba natin i-itemize yun o hindi na? Yun lang yung ano ko kasi ang ano natin is how did we arrive at the cost of 47 million for 6 ports?
kasama sa yung equipment or doon sa okay, kasama doon sa NDT testing pa rin.
Paano yung NDT natin? Ano yung NDT?
Non-destructive test. Kasi
Kasi
yung mga naka-enumerate na yan,
NDT para daw, yung sabihin NDT.
non-destructive test, yung naka-enumerate na yan sa pagkaalam ko, hindi naman yung isa dyan pwede sa isang part ng structure. Yung katulad ng pile integrity test, para lang dun sa mga pilote yan. Yung mga rebound hammer method ay para dun sa deck. Parang kukunin nila yung present na situation ng deck para dun lang sa superstructure. So hindi applicable yung rebound hammer method doon sa mga pilote.
Using the following. Kasi when you say using the following, using, ano daw, kaya nga dapat kaya nga, kasi any, all methods. So tama pala yung using any, kasi applicable lang for any situation.
Using the relevant.
Applicable na.
Relevant.
Using the relevant
Hindi
penetration.
pwedeng tanggalin, hindi pwedeng using the following.
Using
Kasi
any.
applicable na.
I-simulate.
Hindi na lang penetration
Method.
rebound hammer lang ang penetration. Yung post
Tapos yung penetration.
velocity, kuryente. Oo.
Kasi parang kasi yung makita.
Dati,
Kaya ngayon UCD.
binalik siya sa...
Bakit maliloko?
Kasi sir,
Tama naman sa
Mali na eh.
Pinaprove yan. Itong panlupa. Tagal na kasi yan.
So ganito katagal, ganun katagal kayo bago bumalik?
Kaya itong
Nakita
katagal
kayo
yan.
ng logo. Logo siya yun.
Medyo ano yan eh.
So dito, matagal na matagal.
Hindi kayo siya pinag-reserve. Yun ang first, second po.
Alas 3.
Ma'am Dana, attorney.
Okay na po, salamat po.
Si Joe marami pang tanong.
Attorney for...
Pakiulit pa.
Ikaw.
Well, Joe. Ito na lang ulit bale. Na-approve na namin ang minutes. Tapos nag-present sila. Paulit na.
Can you just,
Pakiulit yung sagot sa tanong.
can you just emphasize din yun kasi yung last time ang nangyari, it's a QBE, di ba? Ngayon, ginawa nyo na QCBE,
Pero 85% and
85-15. So, tapos what is the passing ano?
70.
70 pa rin. 85-15, 70 ang passing. So, yan na yun.
Balik sa QC.
Dati kasi Sir
Chairman.
QBE.
Balik mo.
Okay.
Yan. Ngayon na kayo. Yan yung dati.
Iba kasi
Walang
yung
cost.
pinag-uusapan.
Walang cost.
Yung bila, wala yung C.
May negotiation. Ayaw na negotiation.
Actually, sa QCB, pwede kami mag-negotiate.
Meron pa rin.
If they wish to negotiate with regard to the financial component, that can be requested to the bank.
Kasi that is still part of the process sa RA 9184. Kaya lang kasi, in most cases, sa consultancy natin, clear naman yung kaya wala na negotiation. But that is still a part of the process.
Actually, meron yan, may program of work. Just like in other consultancy, meron kaming program of work to arrive at a certain estimate. So mainly consists of remuneration, LD reimbursed hours, and also the surveys. That forms part of their estimate, their surveys. Technical surveys.
Pwede mong bigyan
Part of the DOR, hindi yan.
Pwede bigyan ng part of yan. Program of work.
Pero naman, kaya lang, we did not attach to the individual budget. Lagi naman meron. Parang yung sa engineering, complete naman siya dito.
Isa yung weekly consultation ng
And
LTE.
so,
Medyo ano lang to, medyo yung ito parang na ito Joe, bali bigyan ng kopya pero dalawa ito, yung remuneration, staff, nandito yung mga major key player, project manager, advisor, expert in asset assistant, development, deputy project manager, structural engineer siya, port engineer or civil, materials engineer or civil engineer, geodetic engineer civil, support civil or structural engineer, safety engineer, technical diver, may diver kasi ito, cost engineer, at saka yung instrument na sinasabi nila na destructive testing instrument. Tapos yung admin support, yung support staff is admin officer, researcher, card operator, computer, utility, laborer. So may computation siya kung ilang months, then basic salary, tapos yung multiply from net, daily rate, then so total revenue is 16 million. That's the sweldo pala ng mga tao. Then at another page ito yung revenue, ito na yung reimbursable. So sa reimbursable, bisig sa dati yan. Office supplies, office furniture rental, printing by the production reports, communication expenses, project office equipment, ito computer, laptop, scanner, digital video, communication equipment, printer, then license software, ito gagamitin nila, aerial survey, drones, then total station survey equipment. Meron pa siyang transportation expenses na yung mga air, tapos mga then ito yung import kami, ito lang na yung medyo mahal dito, yung mga destructive testing, structural testing, another test on marine structures. Then ang total niya isa 24, then yung ADC niya, yung contingency na 13.5%, ay nakalito sa 47. So,
The deliverables consist of the following: the inception reports, draft final report, monthly progress reports, draft final report, and the final report. The final report shall include also the following annexes: enlarged plan showing the details and description of the type of port and marine structures, enlarged plan showing the conditions of the structures and its structural members, as-built plans both in hard and soft copies, evaluation assessment reports, laboratory testing reports, photographs, assessment of the present load limit of each structure of the port under study, detailed plans of identified parts of the structures showing the repair methodology, the program of work for the proposed repair, program schedule of maintenance and repair program or scheduled report under study, as well as the asset management system or ports.
Yung asset management system, ano klase siya? Is it a computer siya or is lang siya na
Parang program or spreadsheet siya.
spreadsheet? So yun yung parang pag select yung company na to, yung port na to, ito yung mga gagawin nila for subsidy years, schedule. Computer generated siya. Hindi lang siya Anong klase siya?
Performance that is-
Excel form or meron talagang parang kasi
Baka baka yun consultant ng
alam nung gagawa kung paano yung i-run na system.
consultant naman po ng application na gagamitin iba't ibang system. Yung scheduling ng maintenance.
Naka-macro ba siya or magagamit siya ng another language or program to run the system?
Depending on
It will depend on the consultant kung anong program yung gagamitin nila.
Wala tayo.
Provided na nandun lahat ng yung kailangan nating information.
like for example, scheduling ng maintenance correctly. Yes, using the cost.
Yung system ba siya, hindi siya ipapag-connect doon sa existing natin ng mga system sa ICTV? Ano ba siya?
Standalone.
Makaka-connect siya in the future? Computerized to it. Computerized siya.
Pare-pare, may tanong si Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Hindi, ano yung output nito? Yung asset management, parang inventory lang to.
Hindi po. Hindi, sir.
Ano?
It's perfect.
May
It's a repair and maintenance spreadsheet.
a spreadsheet. So is it proper to call it an asset management system? A spreadsheet
For
lang.
maintenance.
It's for the repair and maintenance.
Hindi. I have no problem with regards to that. Yung terminology na tinatawag natin na asset management system, when based on sa sinasabi mo, spreadsheet lang ang gagawin nila.
Schedule program.
Hindi siya database.
Mayroon siyang database at saka mayroon ng program for the
Schedule.
scheduled maintenance.
Hindi, what do you mean by may program for scheduled maintenance? May scheduling lang.
May scheduling at makikita na rin doon yung structure na kailangan kung anong structure i-maintain at ipo-program for the next years to come.
Hindi siya system. Kasi inventory siya sa database, output siya, hundreds of copies, but you cannot update it with the system. You have to have another package. So, how
Ginagawa
it
sa
works.
amin yung dati natin yung HRIS. So parang may bahay yung data. Dito, may ganun ba yun? Na tipong I enter something, lalabas yung
Hindi na sila mag-evaluate.
Capable ba siya for search engine and generation of report? Kasi it's a system, it can create yung generation ng report at search engine for halimbawa, key-in ko lang yung meron siyang login, may login ba siya? When I search for a particular port or a particular facility, magra-run siya kung kailan dapat gagawin yung development or kung anong klaseng development yung area. Clear ba sa TOR natin kung anong klaseng system yung gagawin nila? Kasi tingin ko, parang hindi siya nakalagay dun sa TOR natin kung anong klaseng system yung i-require natin for the consultant. Wala tayong requirement kung anong klaseng system. Basta asset management lang siya, pero yung mga details, yun na yung hindi clear sa akin. Once na nasabing asset management system, anong hahanapin ko dun sa deliverables nila? Is it a software? Meron ba siyang... pwede na kasi siya. Sa amin na meron kami project na cost-based development project siya na ang system niya is Excel. Ang ma-generate niya is parang in an Excel form kasi dun familiar yung mga tao. So, inano nila into Excel. But it's still a program. It's still a system.
May system na nag-generate.
May input-output kasi siya.
Or ano bang ibibigay sa inyo? Anong matatanggap nyo when you say asset management system? Paano mo nasabi na okay, na-receive ko na itong asset management system?
Sir, if I may know, yung understanding ko sa pinag-assemble ng system, it's not that like yung sinasabi mo na program. Kasi considering na phase 1 lang to, and ang component natin, few points pa lang. Paano mo siya ilalagay sa system in such a way na naka-program na lahat ng
Hindi kasi, pwede kasi dito yung system, tapos yung succeeding packages, ina-update ko lang yung database.
So sa understanding ko, sir, yung simple management system in such a way na malalaman lang natin yung scheduling of repair or development.
Kaya kina-clarify lang na is it a system or basically may matatanggap yung Excel file na nakalist lahat doon yung may mga tables, may column for date of repair, may column anong i-repair, may column sa costing,
I think that's simple, sir.
If that could be that simple, then there shouldn't be end development of asset management system.
Kasi parang output lang yun sa earlier, offshoot ng earlier projects, earlier tasks niya. So parang buwan siya ng task, yun yung output na nakupin niya yung ibang task. There's no system na na-develop. Hindi, sa akin, something else comes to mind when you say asset management system. Eh kung may system ka nga, tatanong ko, nag-coordinate pa kaya ICT?
Limited lang sa sabi mo, limited lang po lahat yung asset na manage natin daw.
Hindi kasi sa system. So parang basically it's a report.
So,
If that would be the case, may I go back to my previous question na kasi dalawang components yun dun sa title. One is inventory and structural investigation survey. The other one is development of asset management. It appears that the system is not really in place, so we could only title this as inventory and structural investigation of all marine structures and its accessories at selected ports nationwide. Mawawala yung development of asset management system kasi parang second component siya nung the whole project.
Basically, pinapa-inventory nyo, tapos may survey, and yung data niya, i-report sa inyo. Yun yung nakalagay doon, ano yung port, ano yung result ng survey, ano yung repair sa kailangan gawin, or kailangan ba siyang completely overhaul, ano yung costing, ano yung scheduling. Basically, yun yung data, yung sinasabi niyo yung asset management system.
Yeah, and the projected.
So basically, report yun sa results ng inventory and structural investigation survey. Walang dinevelop na asset management system. You're just going to use that data to make projections regarding your assets.
Just for repair and maintenance of the assets, entirely it's only the schedule of and the projected schedule of maintaining the
Naka-spreadsheet sa inyo para makikita niyo kung kailan. So, suggestion, kung walang walang dinidevelop. Kasi basically, tinabulate lang niya yung data niya. Hindi, pwede, hindi. You can have that as a requirement, pero parang weird sa title na by development of asset management system.
So, that's the
Ratio of the...
Okay, suggestion ko, huwag na natin isama yun kasi wala namang system na didevelop.
Only the title, sir.
Sa title lang. Hindi, kasi yung mga kailangan nyo, yun, kailangan nyo yun. Pero sa asset, walang na-develop na asset management system. Yung parang may portal ka, i-enter mo yung particular data, you can edit, you can add, you can generate reports. If it's that straightforward, let's not call it a system.
So we will remove the development of asset system.
Suggestion. Kasi it's confusing.
Yeah. At saka baka yung bang gusto na if never
Naghahanap ng programmer. Isipin nila kailangan nila ng programmer.
Yeah. Yun, baka tama siya. Baka yung isipin mo magsasaling dito. Pag nagtanong, baka ganun din ang tanong. Later sa project.
Although maganda mag-develop tayo ng asset management system,
Pero
mukhang hindi yan yung goal niya dito.
I think 40 yung goal nila. It's just that hindi lang siya na ano yung sa system talaga, pag-develop ng system, doon sa pag-update, pag-generate ng report.
Report na kasi talaga.
Kasi parang spreadsheet siya ng result ng kanilang ng kanilang
Inventory and
or
investigation.
investigation. Pag halimbawa may change ba ako, halimbawa na bago na yung may ginagawa ko dun sa isang klase ng facility, may change ako ng cost, for example. Dun sa spreadsheet na ba na yun, automatically mag-calculate siya. So hindi, naka-fix siya. Kasi nga, it's a result na naman. Result na talaga siya. So hindi talaga siya
Asset management system.
hindi siya asset management.
Kasi maganda yung, halimbawa, you redid everything, so it will reflect in your system na you redid everything. So the next step, mag-a-appear na doon na parang may calendar ka na i-alert ka, okay, after this many of years, dapat ipa-survey mo ulit or ganyan. So, since hindi yun, parang hindi system yun. No.
Deliverables lang talaga siya. Na ito na yung result ng kanilang investigation.
May particular format lang na kayo nire-require.
So,
Yun. Is it suggestion of the draft to remove and development of asset management
You have to enforce right now. If we will remove the development management system, how that would affect the ABC? Kasi it's a
the costing remains the same. Kasi the task remains the same. We're just changing the title to reflect ano ba talaga yung ginagawa. Wala naman sa task nila yung asset management system. So wala sa budget yun.
Kasi ang task nila is to submit yung parang spreadsheet nila for this kung kailan madadevelop. Ay, kailan i-already have it. Parang kailan i-repair.
Hindi naman pupukpok talaga.
Ito, yung program of work, di ba? Ito yun. For the proposed repair. Tsaka yung schedule na maintenance.
Yes.
And repair.
This is the first time we did it. You're confident in the process.
So anong final, what's the final agreement that we will remove, delete the development and management system?
So we have to choose the new one.
Kasi naka-specify dito yun.
May tanong pala. Based sa report, well, based sa sagot mo, wala tayong dinidevelop na asset management system. You're basically getting a spreadsheet, a report, no results, no inventory and investigation. However, sa key personnel mo, the project manager is an expert in asset management system development, and we are paying for his expertise. No, kung baka naman may miscommunication, baka may kulang sa, so, ipa-clarify ko lang. Ito ba talaga, are we really making an asset management system? Baka hindi lang masyadong mabuo sa inyo na may gagawin gano'n. Kasi if we're getting an expert, dapat yung expected output natin, kaya hindi lang yung report. Kasi I can see the advantage of developing an asset management system. And yung future packages mo, upgrading na lang ng database yun. So, it's possible that dito natin, costing would be higher because dito natin dine-develop, pero in subsequent packages, andyan yung system, i-update mo na lang. So, are we really making a asset management system and maybe hindi lang clear sa inyo sa output? Kasi pwede kasi yung output niya sa subsequent, pero sa first project natin, sa first package, may asset management system talaga. Kasi hindi nagmamatch yung staff sa output.
Hindi nga, yung pinapatanggal. However, since meron tayong project manager na expert in asset management system, ano ba talaga?
Kaya may effect sa ABC.
Or mali lang yung thinking ko sa asset management.
Mas malalim ang asset management system.
Yes.
Can we push through with the system?
You have to change the deliverable.
Hindi. Sa akin, well, this is the agency presenting yung project niya. Yung sa amin lang, hindi na, ano ba talaga gusto natin? Kasi, if you say na we're getting an asset management system, well and good. Kasi nakikita ko yung advantage niya. You don't have to go through hard copies, may isang database ka, easily accessible, easily updatable, easily, makikita mo kung ano yung situation ng all our ports once it's completely set up. Pero, if you're saying that what you expect from as a result of the project is a spreadsheet, that's not an asset management system. And considering that we're getting an expert, dapat siguro linawin nyo kung ano pa talaga yung asset management system na output mo. And kung hindi naman, if I'm wrong, na yan talaga output mo na spreadsheet, ganito ba kamahal talaga yung expert in asset management system, and basically you're saying na it's a report on what they did. Kasi more than double yung salary niya sa next highest officer. 250,000.
Mr. Chair,
Expert na lang.
as head of the planning that proposed that one, can I have a break of this procedure and talk to my staff
Okay.
about
Sige,
this one?
recess. 10 minutes? Or after lunch?
Maybe after lunch.
Okay. See you. Okay. Let us recess.
Or we have
Thank you
to
for lunch.
break this one and then have another discussion because we have to talk.
If you believe na mas mahabang period, maybe we should
Yeah.
reschedule.
Yeah, I think so.
Para at least malinaw. Kasi if you really need a system, there's nothing wrong with getting a system.
Yeah, I understand. Mr.
Pero if
Chair.
you can't get a system,
I understand this question. So we have to defer the pre-procurement as per the circumstances that arises. And we'll talk with my.
okay. What's the measure about the
Lunch. The headline.
That's the question.
Risket na lang tayo. Risket or recess?
Risket na lang.
Okay, risket.
Schedule na lang.
How much time do you need?
Mga ilang ano kayo, kasi yung next week, 9 holiday, loaded na yung ano. Kasi 11, 12, sir, tuloy pa kayo.
Nakload na lang.
Okay, wala yun.
Ba't dito naman si
15,
Angie?
16, loaded na rin. Kaya siguro after Holy Week, is it sufficient?
Hindi. Let's say, okay, within the week.
Ay, okay naman sa kanila.
Hindi, kahit
Ikaw,
hindi,
within
kahit
the week,
hindi.
wala tayong schedule hanggang Friday. Can you, ano?
From you.
Tanungin natin.
Hindi, kasi we have to preferring notice eh. Friday.
Depende sa
Okay,
discussion.
kung ganun, di mag-recess na lang tayo.
Ah,
Discussion.
Recess is Friday.
They will stick to yung sa asset management
Hindi.
system.
Hindi kasi either option they pick, there will be changes that have to be made. So, if they say spreadsheet lang talaga, eh dapat i-downgrade nila yung
We'll talk to the management about this one. Because it's not in our letter. I mean, they have to be informed of what transpired. Because the back have some clarifications. So we cannot decide for ourselves. So they must be informed the new development about this one. And I think yeah. Bakit tanong si Angie? Yeah, totoo naman yung problema eh. Kasi siguro kapag we will be signing this one.
Hindi, pero kung gano'n, if you're going to do this, maganda lang yung system.
We have to talk to
Alam mo, lahat naman pinapropose ko sa departamento ko system. Bago hindi yun.
Move, move.
Anything else? Thank you. Okay, for the benefit ng wala dito kanina, may pang...
Parang nasa akin na yan.
Yes, okay yun, okay yun. And then sa CCTV, well, we're doing research now, pero mukhang hindi pwede sikapin yung affidavit na nag-apply na doon ng tax bill or yung certification or GBIR as an alternative to a valid tax bill. So, in fact, sa CCTV kasi yung isang party sa joint venture, hindi siya meron siyang valid tax clearance, it expired in November 20. RPD was January 30, 2019. They only applied for a tax clearance. So, only though we do it, wala siyang valid tax clearance. There are numerous non-policy opinions and resolution na hindi pwedeng tanggapin other documents. Kasi yung resolution, they were considering a provisional tax clearance as an alternative to a tax clearance. Long story short, hindi pwede. Tax clearance talaga. So, in effect, kulang ang isang legal document ng one department. And as such, we will have to issue a resolution. Kung wala talaga tayong may activity, we will have to issue a resolution declaring them the only difference na dito is siguro sa usual declaration natin is nag-declare na issue na tayo ng so, buti na buti din. Buti nakita. Kung hindi, so tayo nagpapasalamat sa nakita ni hindi.
Labis ko yung nakita ko na eh.
Dati ko rin nakakita ko yung parang
So, yun.
Hindi ka pinig sabi eh. Kasi sabi mo, sandali lang. Kaya wala ka. Kailangan pala.
We will magpapatuloy na resolution recommending the regime to withdraw the motion for it to declare
Box ba?
Opo, dapat na wala nang square yung
Okay? Para hindi kayo magulat. So, kita-kita sa Gigabyte. Incidentally din, yung sa baril, yung suggestion kasi na meron sa office. Nag-adjourn na tayo.